It's Tuesday, January 3rd, and welcome to The Rundown, a daily video recap of all of the top headlines in the Post, where we're going to bring you here into the newsroom and talk to the reporters and editors who bring you the news every day. Snow flurries fell yesterday in Athens, at least one local school district is delayed this morning, and winter quarter 2012 has officially begun. In the lead story in the Post today, staff writer Kelly Gifford puts a more personalized spin on fracking, a controversial method of extracting natural gas that has made its way here to Athens. In Kelly's story, she speaks with a local veteran who's decided to lease 50 acres of his land in Amesville to Cunningham Energy, the company that has brought fracking to Athens. If you've been following the controversy surrounding fracking here and the backlash from local officials, make sure to read Kelly's story, and also read Will Drabel's story at the Post Online, where he breaks down just exactly how the opposition to fracking has been organizing. In another front page story, we start the first of a three-part series on the little cities of black diamonds, also known as coal towns. In our introductory piece, we break down just why exactly there are so many of these coal towns here in southeast Ohio, 61 to be exact, and set the stage for the two follow-ups we'll have later this week. So make sure you're following the Post all week and to get a really nice historical look at why there are so many coal towns here in southeast Ohio. Finally, in a game that came down to the wire in the combo last night, the Ohio University Bobcats fell 70-67 to the Robert Morris Colonials. Right now I'm going to be joined by sports editor Mike Steinberg, and he's going to break down just why the Bobcats could not get the job done yesterday in the combo. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Wes. Definitely a rough game for the Bobcats yesterday as far as the outcome goes. 70-67, Robert Morris, the winner at the Convo. Robert Morris, a rare winner in having 31 turnovers, and it's the first time that any team has, besides Ohio, has won at the Convo in the last 14 games, all the way back to last January. So definitely a tough win for Robert Morris to squeak out on the road at Ohio, and a tough loss for the Bobcats, falling to 12-2 on the year.
Definitely. So now this was a game with pretty major implications. I know, just following all the hype for it, we were just on the verge of cracking the top 25. We have some big wins already this season, the only loss coming to Louisville. What exactly was riding on this game?
Well, Ohio was right on the bubble of the top 25, and the voters that put teams into the top 25 are really looking for key wins and key losses. Mm-hmm. A close loss to Louisville on the road would be considered a good loss. Ohio was not expected to win that game. A loss at home against Robert Morris, where Robert Morris had 31 turnovers, would be a bad loss. Mm-hmm. That's the sort of loss that, if Ohio is sitting on the bubble of making it into the NCAA tournament at the end of the year, if Ohio does not win the MAC tournament, could keep Ohio out of the NCAA tournament, even with a very good record. And at the end of the day, Ohio is still 12-2, had tied the best start since the 1939-1940 season, so still a very talented Ohio team, 12-2, but a tough loss that's going to be tough for the voters and those people who choose teams for the NCAA tournament, if this is still one of the games at the end of the season that they'll look back at.
Definitely. Now this was, like I said, it was a hard loss. It came down to the wire. What are we dealing with looking forward? When's the next time we'll see this team in action?
Well, the MAC schedule is what starts next. The non-conference schedule is basically over. There's going to be one game, part of the ESPN Bracket Buster series, that's in a couple months here. But the MAC schedule starts on Saturday. Ohio will go and play at Bowling Green on Saturday. The Bobcats were picked to finish, I believe, third in the MAC East, Kent State and Akron being the sort of the traditional top two there. But with a 12-2 start, Ohio obviously has the target on its back now as well. I'm just going to get its best shot from each MAC team, and that starts with Bowling Green this weekend. Definitely.
Well, let's hope the Bobcats can pull out a little bit of a better outcome against Bowling Green this weekend, and thanks again, Mike. I really appreciate your analysis. Well, that concludes the first edition of The Rundown. Like I said, a daily recap of all the top headlines in the Post. Make sure you're connected with us on Twitter and on Facebook and all of our social media accounts, and check out the Post online at www.thepost.ohio.edu. Thanks for sticking with the Post, and remember, we are your independent voice here in Athens and at Ohio University. Happy Tuesday.